Couple tweets here from Peter Schiff. Janet Yellen claimed the U.S. economy just entered a new stage in its recovery. Apparently, a recession is now just a stage of a recovery. The truth is that if there ever was a recovery, it's over. The recession is just 6 months old and will get much worse in the months ahead. To that point, a lot of people think that we're now in a recession. Now that we've had 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, the recession starts today. Well, now they're not even saying that that's a recession. There is no technical term. What's the situation on the streets? What's the situation in your household, in your business, in your friends and family's businesses, in their lives? Are they going through a recession? Are they going through a depression? Are they faced with crises every day, multiple situations? Yes, yes, and yes. In my opinion, the recession is 6 months old and we have been depressed in our growth, in our capability, in the opportunity. We have been depressed since George Bush handed it off to Obama back then. Even going back then, I think that we've been depressed. The growth that we've had has all been funny, fake, the everything bubble. The participation bubble. If you participated in this economy, you made money. And now as it breaks, as the system breaks, we start to see who was full of, excuse my language, shit. And there's a whole lot of people that were full of it, including our government and the lies, but we knew that. It's up to us to be held accountable, whether it's Biden, Trump, Obama, Bush, doesn't matter. You can create generational wealth for your family. You can change your life right now. All this news aside, what is your plan? What program are you on? We're going to cover the El Salvador program. Their Bitcoin's down 50%. Since they've purchased it, their strategy's down 50% on their Bitcoin for El Salvador. But that's just one of the losers in this market. There's many losers, including the Wall Street, including the hedge funds. We already have banks taking massive losses. And then we have countries, states, local municipalities all running major deficits. In my local area, without saying too much, in my local area, they just reported an 8-figure deficit, $14 million deficit for our school. After we just passed a major multi-million-dollar bond to upgrade the school. Now they say we're at a $14 million deficit? This is just a local example. Spread this out through all of the local states, counties, states, and then even our federal government, the Federal Reserve, our Treasury Department, what's taking place here in the DC swamp, the corruption that's being exposed on a daily basis. They're telling us that this has been the plan all along. And what we've been talking about is all of this unfolding and getting on a program, getting on something, starting a side hustle, starting a business, becoming more valuable so that you can just make more cash at your job so that you can live this out, so that you can survive. Because we weren't going to wait for them to declare it was a recession today. We weren't going to wait for them to tell us that we've entered a Bitcoin bear market in March, April, October. Some people think that we're still not even in a bear market for Bitcoin. No. If you don't want to define as a bear market, then don't define as it. Even though the most accepted technical definition of a bear market was a 20% move. And we're down what, 50, 60%? And like 60% on just Bitcoin alone. Maybe even more, right? And now they changed the definition of a bear market. Peter Schiff says, if Donald Trump were still president and the U.S. GDP just contracted for a second consecutive quarter, there's no way the media would not be reporting it as a recession. Instead, the left-wing media is spreading Democratic propaganda to redefine recession to pretend we're not in one. Right. So the left wing is deciding who we want to be, deciding what we call it, make it up as you go. The Fox News, the right side of the story, they're able to call them out on this economy. They're able to call them out on the corruption as it gets exposed. But we know that the right side has sold us out too. But I watch the left-wing media so that I can understand how they're pitching the masses on the left wing. And then I will watch the right wing too so that I can see how they're pitching the right. I see both sides of the coin. True intelligence is found on the edge of that coin. Being able to see both sides, understand the bigger picture, and being able to navigate the crisis, invest accordingly. Peter Schiff says, like all government bills, the Inflation Reduction Act will achieve the opposite of its title. The act will increase inflation. The only bills Congress can pass to reduce inflation are those that cut government spending. This act does nothing to lower the cost of government. Whatever these bills, whatever they call them, it's the exact opposite is going to occur. The Affordable Cares Act, the Affordable Housing Act, the Everyone's Going to Be a Winner Act. That's where we're at. Everyone's going to be a winner as long as you participate, as long as you follow the rules, follow the mandates, live like a peasant, eat bugs, ride a bike, don't procreate, don't believe in a higher power or anything besides your miserable self. Our program's the complete opposite. Find a purpose that's bigger than yourself. Take action every single day. We're not waiting for anybody to save us. And I don't care what they want to identify as. When Al Gore is getting behind something, you know it's an inconvenient lie. Unlike his movie, The Inconvenient Truth, the climate change hoax lie that he's been perpetuating as he flies around in the PJs. You peasants. No. You don't even get to own a private car. We're going to create a full Uber society. Everyone just hops in an autonomous vehicle. You can just scan access with the chip in your wrist, the chip in your head, digital ID, hop aboard. If you're a good citizen, maybe you get to ride the public transit for free. There you go. Good little slaves. These people are sick. I refuse to live that way. Al Gore and all of his buddies can go to hell. We're not living that. We're not doing that program. Thank you for the suggestion. And why do we never hold any of these other countries accountable? These guys laugh at us in China, in Russia, in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, in these other countries. They laugh at us for letting our leaders lead us in this direction. They get off on the opportunity. They get off on seeing the Western financial world go to its demise and our culture go to woke bullshit. And I'm just telling you how it is. We don't got time to play around anymore. They're coming for our families. They're coming for everything. Let me take a deep breath before we get in trouble. Folks, I try to keep it real with you guys, but holy cow. They're watching us. We have to be careful. We have to speak in our code. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If we could smash the thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Mr. Al Gore says the Inflation Reduction Act has the potential to be a historic turning point. Oh, you bet. You bet they want to make it historic. It represents the single largest investment in climate solutions and environmental justice in U.S. history. Decades of tireless work by climate advocates across the country led to this movement. You see how they've just been pushing this agenda for decades now? One big lie. No deal is perfect, and we need many more actions to solve the climate crisis yet. This bill is a long overdue and necessary step to ensure the U.S. takes decisive action on the climate crisis that helps our economy and provides leadership for the world by example. Now, to that point, they create the crisis. They don't hold any other countries accountable. It's all shut down our industries, shut down our economy, while everyone else can pollute the world at will. We don't hold them accountable. And they create the crisis. Even the climate. And if you don't think that the weather's controlled and can be manipulated, go look at the documents back from the 50s and 60s, okay? Yes, they do control the weather. Most of you guys already know that. They can control and manipulate the weather. They first did the research and understanding of that for weapons of war back in the 50s and 60s. That's what it was originally looked into, studied, because they were going to use it for military purposes. And you don't think that they don't got that dialed in? ramp that hurricane up, steer that Arctic blast. And of course, the mainstream media is blowing this out of proportion, but a lot of people flat out aren't prepared, which is why we talk so much about our prepping, talk so much about what we're doing in regards to our essentials, our food, and our prepping strategies. Which, by the way, I forgot, I was going to plug this at the start of my show, but I'm going to be getting my first NFT. Maybe you guys already saw my video, but real quick plug. Not a paid promotion in any way, okay? My friends Blockchain Crusader and Crypto Keeper, they are doing the Danger Close Alpha NFT drop. If you want to get access to that, just go to dangerclosealpha.com. Okay, it's very simple, dangerclosealpha.com. And they're going to be hooking up my Discord with some NFTs, and they're going to be giving me one too. But other than that, and not a paid promotion in any way, but the whole community is built around prepping. And very legit, guys. I thought it was kind of cool. So for my first NFT, I'm going to be receiving this one. So just wanted to plug that real quick. I meant to do that at the beginning. But yeah, this is why we talk about this, though, is because they're telling us out in the open that this is our plan, is to bring us down to third world country status. Then we know that they're basically manufacturing crises, and they're making storms worse, literally. It's not crazy talk, folks. This is the truth. This is government documents from the 50s and 60s. Absolutely dialed in on how to manipulate the weather. It's time to join together in support of this bold climate action and then accelerate our efforts to continue our work to move away from the dirty energy economy of the past and toward a sustainable future. I wonder if he tweeted that from one of his mansions, one of his many mansions, which all these guys that push the climate change narrative, they all have mansions on the ocean. Which, if what they're telling us is true and the sea levels are going to rise, their houses, their mansions, their luxurious pads that they're posted up at would be flooded. That includes Obama, includes all of them. And the hypocrisy of this all is sick. That's the worst part of it.